While everyone's trying to build complicated online businesses, I found 7 machines that you can literally buy today and start making money with them by next week. I'm talking about real physical machines that people are using to generate thousands of dollars in profit every month, and most entrepreneurs have never even heard of these opportunities. And the crazy part is, while everyone's obsessing over the latest make money online or get rich quick scheme, regular people are buying these machines and turning them into cash generating assets almost immediately. Now, these are not the sexiest businesses. This is not a get rich quick scheme, and making money is never easy. It can be simple, but it's not easy. With that being said, I have a bunch of examples for you of actual people making money with this. And if you appreciate that, let me know by gently tapping that like button, and let's jump into it right now. All right, the first one is a laundry folding machine. And this one is so funny because this frustrated dad got so annoyed at having to fold laundry that he literally built a robot to do it for him. And he says here that my wife always claims that I'm one of the worst laundry folders in the world. And so what did he do? He invented a machine that perfectly folds laundry every single time, and it does it very quickly. Now, with a machine like this, you could actually start washing people's clothes on an app like Poplin, and you can earn up to $2,500 to $6,000 a month on this app. And of course, you would use a normal washer and dryer to do this, which most people already have. And then you could use this laundry folding machine to fold the laundry much faster afterwards. And you can see here that some of Poplin's top laundry pros can make over $6,000 a month. So they're making about $72,000 a year doing this. And by the way, Poplin is basically like Uber, but for doing laundry. And here's an example of a lady who made over $46,000 a year doing this, and she did it part-time. And starting off on Poplin, which was formerly known as Sudshare, helped her to actually start a profitable laundromat that now pulls in up to $24,000 a month. So she started off on Poplin, started off just doing laundry for other people and then delivering it to their house. And then she started a successful laundromat. And now they're balling out of control, making $24,000 a month from it. So yeah, you can start off very small, very basic, just use your own washer and dryer and then go from there. All right, next is gonna be a 3D printing machine, but not just any 3D printing machine, one to make specific products that actually sell really well. So an example of this, there's this 10-year-old kid named Jacob Heitman, and he runs a before school 3D printing hustle. And he's earned $1,700 selling 3D printed toys. And he just sells the toys for about $20 a piece. And he bought his first 3D printing machine for just $300. And this right here is his 3D printing setup in his room where he does his 3D printing side hustle. Pretty freaking cool. And he upscaled the price to $45 per piece for more complicated toys. And he now earns $540 in revenue with just 12 pieces of 3D printed toys. Now, you might think that's cute and that's cool, but it's not a full-time income. Well, this person here, 17-year-old named Michael Satterley, is a high school student who turned a classroom skill into a side hustle making $20,000 a month. And he basically learned 3D printing in class, and then he built a niche store selling attachments for Crocs. And now he makes over $20,000 a month with this business, right? Last year, they did $250,000 in sales, and they're right on track to $300,000. And yeah, some of these attachments are absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, people love Crocs and people love getting extra attention with Crocs, and then they love getting even more attention by putting attachments on their Crocs. So yeah, pretty cool side hustle. Very clever way of making money with 3D printing. And it's definitely something that people can make money from. Is going to be a laser engraver. And John and Mark actually use this for their do-it-yourself crafting business. And the business is called Makerflow. So they basically sell random stuff on their website like tumblers that have specific customized engravings. And they once dropped 30,000 tumblers and sold out in under 10 minutes, pulling in $210,000 instantly. So yeah, laser engraving is all about customization. And a lot of people want custom jewelry, custom cups, custom keychains, tumblers, etc. So that's exactly what they provided with this service. All right, next is a pretty common one, but honestly, this is a super effective one. And I see this getting even more popular in the future. And the reason for that is because I took a trip to Japan, and Japan has some of the coolest vending machines I've ever seen. Just as an example, they basically have a vending machine that's almost like an entire pharmacy inside of a machine. And honestly, the vending machine game in the United States is nowhere near as good as the vending machine game in Japan. So There's going to be a lot of room for really cool stuff like that. But just as an example of a business that's doing really well in the US, runs a vending machine side hustle, and he makes $30,000 a month. And here's 2 of his 57 vending machines in California. And what he does that's really smart is he puts 1 snack machine and 1 beverage machine right next to each other. So when he refills or services the machines, he's able to do 2 for 1. And he took the risk, and he now earns $30,000 a month from this side hustle. Now, he also makes money through online coaching about how to start a vending machine business, which is a common theme that I see, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. Basically, what you do is you figure out how to make money, even if it's just a few $1,000s a month, might just be a side hustle. And in some cases, it's literally just a job. Like, you just figure out how to get a job that not a lot of people know how to get into. And then you start making content about how to get into that job, and you sell one-on-one coaching or an info product like a course. And you can actually make far more money teaching other people how to make money with whatever your side hustle is than the side hustle itself. A lot of the time you can make like 5 to 10 times more. So it makes a lot of sense to just teach other people how to do it rather than just hoarding the information to yourself. And it's not just this guy doing it, right? It's not just like, okay, you discover one thing and only one person can do it. This YouTuber, Jamie Ibanez, they do the same exact thing. He talks about making a 6-figure vending machine business. So the next machine on the list is going to be similar, and that's an ATM machine. But this one you can make significantly more money from. And one of my buddies, Paul Alex, actually started his business by doing this. Now, Paul Alex is an ex-police officer, and he started a side hustle buying ATMs for about $2,100 each, and he made $12 million in just 3 years. And he breaks down exactly how he makes money with these different ATM machines and card processing machines on social media. The machine is going to be a water and ice vending machine. And this is exactly what it sounds like, and it's especially useful for the ice part. So this guy right here, Steve Slagle, makes passive income from 2 ice vending machines that he bought. And he made $33,000 last year from his ice vending machines, and it only takes about 2 hours a week. And again, that's just from 2 machines. And his machines bring in about $2,000 to $3,000 in profit each month, and they're super easy to use and upkeep. So for something like this, location is everything. So think about people who need a lot of ice. An example of someone who needs a lot of ice, for instance, is people who go fishing. So putting these in a spot that a lot of people, take their boats out, or a lot of people go fishing in, would make a lot of sense. All right, so the next one is going to be kind of just a list of sort of clothing related machines, anything that helps you to create clothing. So obviously there's like sewing machines. Here's a 27-year-old girl who bought a $100 sewing machine to start a side hustle, and now it brings in 6 figures a year. And she basically sells silk scarves featuring iconic architectural landmarks. And they're actually pretty sick. They look really cool. Basically, it's like the architectural landmark, but it's the view from above. There's also embroidery machines. So this girl, for instance, started an Etsy shop, and she turned it into a business that made $1 million in its first year. And she did it by 21 years old. So she basically just bought a $300 embroidery machine, and she just bought it as a side hobby, basically something to do. But she basically just started making content on the internet. She linked her Etsy shop. She sold the stuff that she made in her videos, and she made $1 million in her first year. And then of course you have a tufting machine. And this company, Happy Rugs, for instance, does this with their tufting machine. And the creator Madeline generated a 6-figure income with her rugs, and she also promoted her stuff by posting on social media. And then of course you have this sock machine, which looks super weird, and basically you can make socks for like $2, sell them for $10, you can make them custom, and the machine does most of the work for you. And there's a sock entrepreneur, Olga Kay, and this article says that sock entrepreneurs can expect to make $50,000 to $150,000 a year making weird socks like these. So yeah, lots of different options for clothing related machines. Extra one I'm going to give you is a balloon stuffing business, right? So there's this balloon stuffing machine, and yeah, you can stuff balloons for birthday parties or events or weddings or baby showers, etc. And you can make an annual revenue of about $100,000 to $150,000 doing this. So it definitely can be a very profitable machine as well.